engagement with the boys, right? And also, this is the most successful event that we've run with them. 17. How do you define successful? I'll let you go home and figure it out. Anyway, it's a great pleasure to introduce you to the stars of our show. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Jensen and Jared!
What's up? Good morning, Austin. Austin, Texas. Come on. Who lives here? Who lives in Texas? Who doesn't? What's wrong with y'all?
Well, you guys picked the perfect month to come here because it's
Lovely.
just lovely.
Apologies for the weather, for sure.
Yeah. Next year we're going to do January in Winnipeg, which is beautiful.
Sounds lovely.
Well, we're missing
Somebody.
because I think he's still doing some photos, so he will be along shortly. What? Oh!
The one that only.
What's up, Pop?
Morning, buddy.
How you doing?
Since I last saw you, good.
Yeah.
You? Were you overseas?
Yeah.
Were you overseas?
I was not recently, but I was, but a month ago. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Not last year.
Yeah, I haven't been home since I saw you.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah, we were together in San Diego at the big Comic-Con there.
Or as I like to call it, the announcing of Jensen's 9 million shows. That was cool. I went home that night, or back to the hotel or whatever, and I was with Norman, and he was like, tell me about this Jensen. Because he's got the world by the balls. No, I don't know. And he's like, is he married? I'm like, are you asking for yourself?
Did Norman want Jensen to have Norman by the balls as well?
I've never seen Norman like really jealous, and I gotta say, it just was. He wouldn't stop talking about you. I had to pull out a picture of Daniil and say, he's not available.
Well, I sat across from Norman at your wedding, and we had a really lovely conversation, and you know, it was cool to get to. I mean, I'd met him before, but it was cool to sit and chat with him. But it was, it was just that normal kind of banter and stuff. But
Well, and since then, also, he binged, like, I don't know if you ever watched Supernatural, but he binged the movie. And I think that changed his whole thing, too. He's starstruck by Jensen.
Well, to be fair, I was a little starstruck at your wedding by him, just because I was like, Boondock Saints is one of my favorite movies of all time. And so I was trying to just keep my cool in front of him. So that's.
Well, you did a good job.
Well,
all around, you did a good job. Jensen also was like my preacher. He got a little Rolling Stone official piece of paper that said it was like legal. I think. Am I really married?
No, I got ordained, and they actually sent me like a priest shirt with a collar. I didn't wear that. But yeah, no, you can get ordained online. It's a Church of Life or something, in case any of you would like to become ordained.
You want to get married today?
That's right. I've got a certificate.
Do it.
No, that was a one and done for me.
Well, I got one too.
He's married.
So she's got hers.
Oh, you can only in Utah. I'd say go for it.
You're all invited to Norman and Maya's wedding.
Can I get ordained for that?
Yes.
100%.
Well, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for showing up and giving us a reason to chit chat.
Very cool. Well, let's start before we
Do
just
it.
continue catching up. I'll pick first. I saw you first. That was a quick hand.
Jeffrey, when you got the role of Kessler on The Boys, initially, did you know that he was just a figment of Butcher's imagination?
I didn't.
Okay, if you haven't seen it yet, it's been out for a couple of months now. Let's get with the program.
It's kind of your fault at this point.
Yeah. And they even try to spread them out now so we don't have this problem, as opposed to it used to be just all dump on one weekend, and it was like, oh, now you're fighting the spoilers for, you know, that. But now they're spreading them out so this doesn't happen. But listen, show's been over for a little while. Let's go. Yeah. Did you know? Did Kripke tell you that?
No, he didn't tell me.
doesn't
And
tell
I
you, he doesn't
didn't
tell you.
ask. It was, you know, because it's been an ongoing conversation for years with Kripke. Ever since I saw like the first episode, I was like, I want to be in the show. And so he was like, he had written something on Twitter saying, you know, Jeff's schedule's stupid and he can't do the show. And I wrote on Twitter, I'm like, I can, we can work it out. And I figured I would do, I mean, thank God I didn't, you know, wasn't eating my own butt for, you know.
Please do that.
What I want to know
Did Rob
is,
know?
did Rob know?
Oh, Rob knew.
Rob requested.
Yeah.
He's like, Kripke, I don't care what show this is on, but can I...
But I've got an idea.
Hear me out, hear me out.
oh my God, that's probably it. And now isn't Kripke talking to you?
Yeah. I had a separate idea. Similar but different. Jason,
You might want to lay some preliminary boundaries. Okay.
I think my exact, and our parents are here, but I think my exact response.
Yeah, our real parents are the
Oh
audience.
my God. Well, then I apologize. For everything. For years worth.
I was sort of like, hey, if I have to get naked, like give me some advance notice so I can just be doing squats and lunges.
It
But
doesn't
also, my
matter.
mom is going to watch this, so please don't get me naked.
My mom does not watch this.
Yeah.
So any spoiler alerts?
She didn't watch Eurogasm?
No. No, it's like you might want to just skip this
I
whole
was
program.
like, she could fast forward through, and I was like, no, there's
You
nothing to
want
fast
to see
forward
it?
through. You just go right to credits.
We can probably put it on the big screen now.
No, we're not that kind of show. This is true. Know your audience.
So he did not know. All right, JDM, you get to choose the next question.
Oh. Beautiful, right there. Yeah, of course, you.
I like your fan.
Thank you, I just had a photo op with him.
What the hell are you holding? Oh.
Is that a plaque from The Boys?
Protect Night's Cave.
And Kamiko used that in a fight once. Anyway, that's a fan.
I was going to say, I just had a photo op with him, and I'm still pulling it off. Right? Am I right?
If you had pulled that out, you would flat. Parents are here. Stop it.
Been a whole different photo op, right? Right, yeah, my kids are here, it's fine. It's good. Actually, after all that, my question's kind of boring. But that's okay. I was wondering, of any of you,
have you thought about or maybe started thinking about writing your memoirs or autobiography?
What?
In your spare time, Jensen, in your spare time.
What the heck is spare time?
Right.
We have kids, all of us have little kids,
Right.
there's no spare seconds.
None.
Is it a future thing, maybe?
I'm gonna wait until ChatGPT is able to just figure it out. Plug it into the internet, but carry on. I think if I had anything interesting to say, I'd probably consider writing it.
Oh, you have.
No, I wasn't fishing. I'm like, you know.
You're fishing. We would all read it.
Yes? We'll all read them, all of them.
I'd read theirs. Yeah.
I'm living in my memoir, right? This is me talking about my experience. It's happening live. No printing press necessary. This is a live memoir. Yeah, just go on YouTube and
YouTube
Google
and
these
Twitter,
things.
30-second clips of these two on stage.
There you go,
There's your
done.
memoir.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
There's nothing to hide.
So past that.
You know too much. Okay, right here.
You had to ask her, because she almost was gonna like flip
Oh,
out.
she was coming up here.
I saw it happening. I was like,
She was just gonna take my mic.
I said I may still go.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Okay.
She's got it written down,
I just can't read right now.
and she's shaking it out.
He's writing her memoir.
This is my ghostwriter.
Could you tell us some of the differences that you've discovered between acting and producing, directing, and how they affected your performances with both?
Oh, great question. Great question.
Real question. I can't even
Think
think
now.
I'm trying to think if I can go dirty with that somehow. Keep thinking about their parents.
Just grab her fan.
That's a serious question.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think I love I think first and foremost, being involved in the production and how the sausage is made, so to speak.
And he doesn't think he can do it right now.
Seeing all the ingredients that go into a recipe, I have so much more.
We're all thinking about sausages now.
I have so much more respect for everything that happens before they call action. You know, oftentimes, and this is kind of, whether it's actually getting into producing or directing or helping develop, but we were just talking about, Jensen and I were just talking about our first jobs, like 25 years ago. And my job, as I saw it then, the only thing I could tackle was like, know your lines, hit your marks. You know, like I didn't even think about like, oh, what are these people doing? Oh, one into this thought. And so understanding now, like why storylines go the way they go sometimes, and why people wear this or people do that. And sometimes as simple, frankly, as an actor's availability or lack of availability, like with Jeff, we couldn't sign him on, we being Supernatural at large, couldn't sign him on. He would have loved to have stayed, I imagine, but they were like, hey, we don't have the budget to add another regular, and so that's why the character went that way. Or like with me, with Dean on Gilmore Girls, Dean had to take a turn and kind of get strange because they didn't have me. So they're not gonna write like, hey, John Winchester is now the forefront of every episode, because he might be on Grey's Anatomy next week. Hey. And so learning about kind of what restrictions there are to the art and the story you want to tell has been kind of what sticks out in my mind.
Producer is just a title they gave me. I did nothing to earn it. It's just in my contract. No,
What about your other titles?
I would say the producing side of things is you know, there's a lot of different facets, I think, and different types of producers that handle different tasks. And that's really what a producer is they're task rabbits. They are putting out fires, but if there's no fires to put out, then there's really not a whole lot to do as a producer, from a production standpoint. If you're talking about producing from like a conceptualizing standpoint, when you're in the writing room and you're coming up, you know, okay. Yeah. You understand.
That's a future producer right there.
Yeah, that's a creative producer. But so there's line producers that are in charge of, you know, keeping the books and doing budgetary things and turning in budgets to the studio. And so there's a lot of different types of roles that fall under the producer umbrella. But with me, it was more about just, you know, that title to me just meant be a leader on set, which I already kind of feel responsible for anyway as as a lead actor, is setting a tone and leading by example and you know, leading a cast and crew and with the help of others. And so producing was less of a, I think, bringing on more responsibility. I think Jared probably took on more because he liked that element of it. I would say for me, what impacted acting more outside of acting was directing. Learning learning all the nuts and bolts to frame composition and why I'm using this lens instead of this lens. You know, focal length and drawing audiences to, you know, certain, why you put a subject, whether you put their left frame or right frame instead of center frame. So all of that stuff started to really help me when I was in front of the camera, understanding why they were doing that, having that knowledge, and then just being more comfortable with my performance, knowing exactly how it was. It was almost like I knew what the reflection looked like without the mirror being there. And that can be troubling for some people who don't want to know, they just want to be able to perform. But I think, especially I know Jared and I think Jeff as well, we're really technical with our acting. We understand, you know, marks and lighting, and if you're not on your mark, you're not going to be in focus. And then also framing, and I can ask a camera operator who's 20 feet away what lens they're on and know exactly where that frame is hitting me. And so that just helps me in my performance, because if I know they're on a 135 and they're right here, then I'm not going to do that. But if they're on a 40, or if they're on a, then you might make the motions bigger. You're able to play. The space is larger to fill. And so just that kind of knowledge helped me as an actor, I think, and then I learned more of that from directing, I think, than I did, anything at the producing side.
Word. I find producing to be more about lack of money now than anything else. Every day starts with a phone call saying,
It's too expensive.
Too expensive. You spent too much money yesterday or on the episode before, and so we have to take it away. How are we going to do that? I'm like, take me out. I don't need to be in those scenes. And I think that both these guys are right. We've been around so long. I've never directed, and I've been asked to direct for the last 14 years on whatever show I've done. And I don't want to do it because I hate watching myself. I can't imagine going into an editing room and watching myself and being able to decide. I'd be like, no, I'm just going to go. I'm going to stay on Jensen and Jerry in the whole scene. So I've never taken that step. And also I found that it takes a lot more time. I don't have that. I don't have the time to leave my kids for an extra month to go do prep on the first episode of Dead City. These guys don't have to do that. I would have to go spend a month of fiddling around and looking at locations and, meeting with DPs. If we don't have our DPs, and every year so far we've been on this spinoff, we've got a different DP. So it's a lot of stuff. That being said, I've always been the guy next to our DP saying, why are you using that lens? Why not this lens? And asking those questions. So I feel like I could direct at this point pretty easily if it weren't for the fact that I'm in the damn thing. If I could go direct one of these guys, in a second.
Noted.
You heard it here first.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go way, way back. You're standing up in the hat, pointing somewhere. Maybe you're just pointing somewhere.
Look over there. I want one of those fans. That fan right there.
So, I'm a powerlifter, and I just wish
Prove
that
it.
you're-
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I could probably squat you.
I knew that's what you
Gotta be Jared. You gotta squat Jared.
I could do both y'all, I promise.
All directed.
So, I'll be just curious, in your prime, or if your prime is now, whatever.
In your prime.
Strength prime, your strongest time in your life.
When y'all were still worth having.
The strongest time in your life, estimate how much do you think you could have lifted? Like, squat, deadlift,
Have you
bench?
seen me?
Maybe, just take
This is probably a good question for Jared to
But
answer.
I know you've been working out too, so.
Yeah, again, this is probably a good question for Jared to answer.
Where's Cliff? I think what was I? I was 355 bench. Where's Cliff? I think I was 355
Cliff
bench.
says he's here. He's got an own photo shoot going right now.
He's in the weight room right now.
I think I was 405 deadlift and 355 bench.
Did you say you too? 405 deadlift?
Yeah. That's awesome.
You keep your distance.
Is that
Is that good?
We didn't, when I was getting really strong, I didn't do powerlifting like rep ranges, like 3 to 5. I stayed between like 8 and 12. So I think if I had gone hard in like 3 to 5 or even ones,
They could basically pick up an F-150 together.
No, I know. And carry it down the road.
Yeah.
now my deadlift is like 4.5. Awesome, keep it up.
I could throw some bales of hay around.
I make you stronger than you think.
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm like 152 years old. That's just bales of hay, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for your question.
Back girl, back. She's all bloody and shit.
Okay, so I totally bombed my photo op with you because I went just starstruck. So I just have to say, Jeffrey Dean, thank you, because, yeah.
I bet it's a great picture.
And you did, because you held the bat out, and I was just not ready. Anyway, I just have to ask.
She has a bat.
Her shirt was white.
The bodyguard actually had to check the bat because they thought I was gonna like hit him. And
I see why. You have fucking blood all over your shirt.
that was my mom's idea, and go mom. Okay, so my question is, I know each of you have had programs that are going now and some that did not make it, and that is complete BS, by the way. Are there any other projects that are coming up that you can discuss? Because we all know, we see on Facebook and things that season 16, they've agreed. And it's like, okay, well, we all wish that was true, but what can you tell us about future projects?
Well, he sets direct season 16 of Superman.
In a heartbeat.
What do I aggressively have going? I have a few things that we're working on developing, but I think aggressively, I'm leaving tomorrow for Fire Country. And, I'm just doing a couple episodes. It's not like I'm joining the cast forever. It's a couple episodes to go see our buddy Max and see some of the friends and family from Supernatural that I haven't seen in 4 years. So I can't wait to go play in their sandbox. I guess I haven't talked to Cookie in a month, but he said he was writing something for me, so we'll see if I can go.
Are you getting ready?
Are you doing squats?
No,
Are you up to 405?
No.
She is.
Body double, just borrow her fan. And you're my double. You just got hired. But yeah, aggressively, I'm kind of just living it day by day.
I don't have much to talk about. I'll try to drum up some work for you. No, you know everything that's happening with me, so my world's about to change here in about 2 weeks.
Did you start in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. I don't remember which one.
One on Amazon.
Countdown starts September. And then we're off to the races because I think there's going to be overlapping with boys, and then there's going to be overlapping with Rising, and then it's all going to start again. So it's going to be pretty sick. It's a pretty,
Life is tough.
it's going to be that way for a while. I don't know where the light at the end of the tunnel is.
Yeah.
Either that or Amazon's going to break me. I don't know. One of the two are going to happen.
I got my money on Amazon.
You've insider information. What about you? Anything? That's it?
Yeah, I mean, I start something in September that I can't talk about. I don't know how it is we do projects that we never can talk about. It's ridiculous.
And then we do them, and then we still can't talk about them.
Yeah. So that, and then, but anybody see a movie I did, it was on Netflix and it did really well called Postcard Killings. I'm gonna go in October and do the sequel to that. It's based on a James Patterson thing.
Email killings? What comes after postcard killings?
Oh, I see what you did there. Email killings. Only I can't find the killer because I'm really technology like I can't figure it out.
The files are in the computer. Is that us? Are we done? Somebody just give us or do we have time for one more? One more, great. Yes, sir, all the way over to the right.
Oh, it's you.
It's you. All right, last question. What do you got?
So, Jeffrey, first of all, best billing ever. So my question is to you and Jensen. If the right people contacted you, would you play Batman? And would you ever consider playing the Joker?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I had to think about it for a second.
That's a no-brainer. Hey, Amazon.
Is this thing on? We have yes. Okay, thank y'all so much.
Hey, thanks, guys.